library of Echo Mansion, where we will find all manner of terrible tales. Don't be afraid. Remember, words can never hurt you. Our story begins on a small farm near the edge of the forest. There lived Hansel and Hansel, bound together by fate, as twins are. They lived with their father, the woodsman, mother, and younger sister Gretel. They were poor, so poor they could barely afford beans to eat. A night came with roaring thunder and piercing lightning. Hansel's father came into their room, tied them up, gagged their mouths. Over his shoulder with the pair, and into the forest he carried. Hansel kicked, and Hansel thumped. Barely a tickle for the woodsman. After hours of trekking through the woods in the pitch black, they were finally thrown to the ground, and as the footsteps drew away from them, the only other sound was, "Don't come back." As they lay in the dark, trussed like roast chicken, salty tears seasoning their cheeks, scared, but not alone, together, a howling in the distance. Hansel had heard tales of the wolves and worse that roamed the forest. Looking around in the dark, a small glow caught Hansel's eye. They crawled closer to find that it was a tiny mushroom. Without thinking, Hansel plucked the mushroom from the ground and ate it. Hansel saw another. Shimmying and flailing, they scraped to the next, for his brother was hungry too. These mushrooms sated their hunger and quelled their fears. They must have more. As if by magic, another sprouted up further away, and then another further still. A trail. They had been crawling for hours, barely noticing that the sun had risen, and they were no longer following a sparse smattering of mushrooms, but instead a distinct line grouped close together. They stopped only because they hit a wooden wheel, a wheel attached to a large wheelbarrow, steered by an old woman. Tired, damp, and a long way from home, they peered up at the woman. She was covered in many layers of black cloth, with a black cap draped across the top of her head. "You boys appear to be lost and alone. Let me take you to my home," croaked the old woman. Before they could respond, and with little effort, the woman hauled them onto the wheelbarrow. "Those mushrooms won't be nearly enough to fill your bellies."